So let's move on to class. So last class we had discussed about so how to so how to configure so Git repository in our Jenkins server, and the same way how to configure so Maven build tool and all in so Jenkins server, and so how to generate artifact file. So once artifact file is generated, just manually I deployed into the Tomcat server. Just last class we saw right output and all. So as of now I do manual process, right? So copying that particular artifact file, and right, yes, and I deploy into the Tomcat server, and with the help of so we can see that output and all. But if we come to real time, so everything is automation. We are not going to do any manually. So this is my central repository. So this is the repo just. So this is the central repository, and if you understand this flow, so that's it, nothing. This is the central repository, and so here we are using repository name, right? So Maven web, okay, and also I configure branch name. Mostly I work with dev, right? And so next we configure Jenkins server. This is our Jenkins server, and so with the help of Jenkins server, now this is the CI/CD tool. So this is the CI/CD tool, okay, and so Jenkins server. So here yesterday I configure, right? So which one we configure? So Git version control Git we configure, and also Maven also we configure with the help of that plugins and all. Now with the help of this we generated the artifact file, and also I configure. So I didn't configure PolSM, and we configure, and it is generating artifact file. It is generating the build artifact file. Artifact file. Artifact files. So that is var or jar, whatever it may be. Right? So jar or er, we can generate. Now, if you want to generate var er, we need to integrate Maven, right? So now, so I install the Maven, and so I configure under the global tool, global tool configuration. So I added build tool. We can use any one build tool. So build tool. So here we can use Ant, or we can use Maven, or we can use so Gradle, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be, we can use it. Okay. Now once this artifact file is generated, now yesterday we generated, right? So Maven hyphen web hyphen application dot war file is generated, and I want to check whether this application working or not. So we need to deploy. So if you want to check this application, this is the package file, right? This is the war file. This is the artifact file. So if you want to test the artifact file, so we need to deploy this artifact file any one server. And so yesterday I deployed into the server, web server. So I deploy into the web server. So I deploy into the web server. Which server I deployed? Apache Tomcat server. Apache, Ap- Apache Tomcat server. Apache Tomcat server. So I want to deploy. But this process and all I did manually only. So I deployed manually. Once you deployed, so we can check, we can access. So same, whichever artifact file we generated, and so that artifact file I deployed into this Tomcat server, and that right. So that next, the customers can the testers will test the result. The testers will work on the testing environment. So the testers will test the functionality. So testers will test the functionality. They will check the testing and all. So as of now, so what is version control and what is CI/CD tool, how to configure CI/CD tool, and how to configure Git in Jenkins server, how to configure Maven in Jenkins server. Now how to configure, how to call Maven lifecycle and all. With the help of Maven only, it is generating war file. And yesterday I deployed into the Tomcat server. So I did manually or automated. manually I go to this particular path and I upload into the Tomcat server. So now with the help of so how we can access this application? So with the help of IP address or local host. Mostly in real time we are using IP address, port number, and so port number, and also we can use slash context path. So here nothing but context path, that is nothing but application name. That is nothing but application name. So we can access your application and all. Okay. Now yesterday I did manually. So but if you come to real time, so 99% we are not doing any manually. So everything we need to automate. So everything we need to automate. So now today we'll see so how to set up Tomcat server and how to integrate Tomcat server in Jenkins server, and once build is succeeded, how to deploy this war file into Tomcat server. So if you understand this flow, so there is nothing, very simple only in real time. So once the testing is done, so finally we are going to deploy into the production environment. But if we come to real time, this is a pre-prod. So or we can call it production environment, prod. So once everything UAT is approved, once UAT is approved, user acceptance test. UAT is nothing but a user acceptance test. Once UAT is approved, once everything working fine, and finally and same war file we are going to deploy here also. That's it. I hope you got it right. Anyone any doubt here how it will work? So but this and all so we are going to implement a automation. We are not going to deploy manually. So for each and everything so we need to automate it. Clear guys? Anyone any doubt here up to this how to Jenkins and how to create jobs and all project, and how to integrate build tool Maven, and how to generate artifact files. And today we'll see so how to set up Tomcat server and how to deploy automatically. Anyone any doubt as of now?
No, sir.
Okay. So let me open our so Jenkins server. This is the Jenkins so default port number 8080 admin. Mm. Now now I hope everyone know how to create project in Jenkins and how to build it. So yesterday this is our project, right? So yesterday I created so Maven web application. This is my project name. And so if you go to configuration section, now see here I configure git repository version control and all, which branch you want to work, what is the repository and all I configure. And also I call Maven. So package lifecycle also package and all. It is generating artifact file. And so how to install plugins and all. So how to install? Go to manage Jenkins and go to manage plugins. We can install. Suppose if you want to configure any build tools or any tool, go to this is the global tool configuration. See here configure tools, their locations and automatic installers. So this is the global tool configuration. So global tool configuration. So yesterday already we configured Maven and all. See here Maven 3.8, and so this is my local Maven package path. Maven local package path and all. So now everything working fine up to here. Now what is my next target? So I want to set up Tomcat server. I want to set up Tomcat server, and so I want to set up Tomcat server, and once build is succeeded, my job is succeeded, I want to copy this artifact file and we need to deploy into the Tomcat server. So yesterday manually I did, right? So if you go to here localhost 9090, this is your Tomcat server, and go to manage apps and admin password. This is our application. Yesterday I deployed manually. I don't want deploy manually. I want to deploy automatically. Automatically means once Jenkins build is succeeded, once my job, my project is build success. So automatically I want to copy this war file and deploy into this server. That's it. That is our target. So if you understand this flow, very simple. In real time also we are following same only. But in so in between, we are going to add multiple packages and all. If we have based on project requirement, we are going to integrate multiple tools and all. That's it. But overall, so flow and all, this is that's it. Anyone any doubt here? If it is clear, now I'm going to set up Tomcat server. Hello, clear?
Yeah, clear, sir.
Okay. Now, so Tomcat is the this is mostly right. So there is a real time. There is many servers we are using. So Java is open source, right? So Java people they are using many servers. So if we come to right, mostly in real time. So the Java people. So Java projects and all. So mostly we are using Apache Tomcat server. So Apache Tomcat Tomcat server. This is also open source or WebLogic WebLogic server. This is also one server or JBoss server. This is also one server or Jetty server. This is also one server. So we can use any server in real time. But mostly Java projects, Java people in real time. So mostly they are using Tomcat only. Tomcat also open source, freeware. No need to pay anything. No need to buy anything. So this is also open source. Okay. Now these all are servers, but .NET people they are using only one server, .NET project. So .NET is a Microsoft product, .NET project. So suppose if real time maybe the technology is Java or maybe .NET, maybe Salesforce, right? So .NET people they have only one server, IIS, Internet Information Server, IIS server, and that is a Microsoft product. And .NET people they deployed their project only that particular server only. There is no other server for deployment. That is only one server, IIS. Okay. And Salesforce. Suppose if Salesforce, if you are using Salesforce, this is also one technology. Salesforce. If they are using, there we are using sandbox. This is the terminology. Just try to understand terminology. So based on this, we can understand easily. So now anyway, what is here my project, my repository, my source code and all, I implemented Java only. If you come to here, GitHub, github.com. And so here, so yesterday we seen, right? So if you come to my user and so go to my project. So this is my repositories. This is my repositories. And this is my Maven web application. This is my repository name. And this is my code and all I implemented Java only. This is a branch and this is the Java classes. I implemented Java only. So that is the reason here I am going to deploy web server, Tomcat server. So first we'll see what is Tomcat server and why you go for Tomcat server. So Tomcat. So if you go to here, so Tomcat, Apache Tomcat software is the open source implementation. So this is like one server. This is one web server. So mostly Java people they are using. See here, Jakarta EE. This is the Java EE platform. Java Enterprise Edition. W is nothing but a Enterprise Edition platform. So mostly Java people using this server. So mostly Java people using this server. And so this is the Apache Tomcat is developed. Who developed this software? Apache people. So actually, these are the Apache Software Foundation. This is one organization. So these people they released many servers, many applications, many packages. These people, these all are only open source. Now this is the one web server, Tomcat server. Apache Tomcat server is the one server. And if you want to deploy your war file or ER file, whatever it may be, so we can use anyone. So already I explained, right? We can use any one server. Purpose is same only, but only server is different. Right? If you go market, same product, we can see multiple companies, right? They will they selling multiple companies. For example, I want one TV. So LG is there, Samsung, Moto. There is many branded, right? Same way. So this is the one. This is the one Apache Tomcat server is the one web server, and mostly Java people using Java deployment project, Java project related deployments and all we can see here. servlets, JSP, and so here they are using many technologies, and there is many versions they released. These are the main advantages. And if you go to here, if you go to here, so that installation and all very simple only. This installation and all very simple only. So if you go to here, once your Tomcat server is installed, by default we can see. So these are the default Apache software. These are the home directory, and these are the default files: bin, configuration, lib, logs, temp, web apps, and work. So for the time being, just remember web apps is the one directory. This is the installation path, guys. This is my Tomcat software installation path. This is my Tomcat package installation path. So this is my home directory. This is the binary files. These are the configuration files. These are the libraries, logs, temp, web apps. Web apps is nothing but this is the web applications. This is the main path. This is the main path. If you want to deploy any application, where we have to deploy, we need to copy and paste it here only. So yesterday I deployed Maven web application. Now see here, we can see here. We can see here. We can see here. See sample project.var, sample web Maven web application. So these are the, if you deploy var file, automatically it is generating. So one it is extracting one main folder. See, this is your project actually. This is your project actually. So just so this is the Tomcat. So Tomcat is the one web server, and so if you want to deploy your application, so mostly Java people we are using this server. Mostly Java people, Java technology purpose we are using Tomcat server. And this is a open source, and this is a open source, and so this there is a downloads. If you want to download any version, see here Tomcat 10, Tomcat 11, Tomcat 9, 8. So whatever you want, we can download. So whatever you want, we can download. So now I want to install Tomcat server. So how to install? So how to install? Let me show you. So if you go to Jenkins, mm, this one, if you come to, there is multiple ways we can set up Tomcat server. So there is multiple ways we can set up Tomcat server. And so pipeline Ubuntu Jenkins setup. So we can install MSA file. Yes, sir. So these are the Tomcat so directory structure. So once we set up Tomcat server, we can see binary, and we can see configuration files, and we can see library files, and we can see log files, and we can see web apps, and work directory and temp directory. Now same thing I can see here also, right? So now see here. So actually this is my Tomcat installation. This is my Tomcat installation. So once if you install the Tomcat server, and so this is the default installation path and all. This is the default installation path and all. And this is the home directory. We can see this is the default directory structure. First, let me uninstall it. How to uninstall? Go to control panel. So go to control panel. Go to control panel and go to right. So programs and features, and so Tomcat. Search Tomcat. See Apache Tomcat, right? Apache Tomcat. See here Apache Tomcat 9. Select this one, uninstall it. Now I'm going to uninstall it. Already I have Tomcat software. Let me uninstall it. I'm going to install again. Okay. Delete all these things. Existing Tomcat server I'm deleted. So uninstalled. Now go to here path, and go to here this. So C colon C drive program files, and this is, let me delete this one also. Okay. So I deleted entire Tomcat software and all. So now, so what is Tomcat? So Tomcat is the so Apache. So this is the one web server, and this software is developed by so Apache Software Foundation. And mostly who will use this server? Java projects. So Java people mostly using this server, Tomcat server. So mostly Java people, they are using Tomcat server and all. And so now if you want to set up Tomcat server, I want to set up Tomcat server. So how to set up? So there is very simple way. Go to browser and see here. So go to Tomcat download. Just type Tomcat download. Download. Just type Tomcat download and all. So welcome to Apache Tomcat, and so this will provide. So this is the official website. So this is the official website. We can create. We can click on anyone. Both are same only. So ORG. Now see here. This is the open source platform. Open source implementation for Java. Open source implementation for Java, and there is a lot of features available. And if you want to know more about, just to go through this one. And this is a very just simply remember this is a one server, and so if you want to deploy any artifact file like war file, jar file or er file, we go for Tomcat server. Now first I need I need Tomcat software. So actually Tomcat setup and all, we can do many ways. So there is two ways mostly we can do. If we come to here, new, I need this one. So there is one is we can download so Tomcat. Okay, so Tomcat, that is exe file. Tomcat, so exe file, execution file. Or directly we can download the Tomcat cat dot. So zip file also we can download. And so once you, if you download zip file, extract this zip file, and we can work with this is the temporary. But real time we are not using this one, and this is temporary. If you want to work with so Tomcat server, we can use the zip. We can download zip software and we can extract this zip software, and so we can deploy it. But real time 99% we are not using this one. Mostly we are using exe file only, executable file. Permanently we need to install the Tomcat server. But this is only practice purpose. Want if you want to, we can. I will show you later. Anyway, I'm going to download exe file. Now if you come to here, in left side, if you observe here, there is download option is there. So which Tomcat version we need? And one thing you remember, if you want to work with Tomcat server, Java software is mandatory. Java is JDK is mandatory. Without JDK, without JDK, Tomcat also it won't work. 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 Clear guys? Anyone any doubt as of now? Okay. So Java is mandatory. If you want to work with the Jenkins server, Java is mandatory. If you want to work with the Tomcat server, Java is mandatory. Okay. So what is the default port number? Tomcat server. So Tomcat server default port number also. Jenkins server default port number. What is Jenkins server default port number?
8080.
8080. Same way. What is the Tomcat server default port number?
808.
8080. Make sure that in interview also many people ask this question. So default Tomcat server default port number 8080. Jenkins server default port number 800. If you want to, we can change port number. But anyway, real time, this Tomcat is running different instance. Jenkins server is running different instance. There is no conflict. But if two servers, if you install same mission, so obviously we are getting conflict. So that is the reason. So one server port number I changed. We'll see how to change it and all. Now let me download so Tomcat software. How to download? If you observe left side panel, and these are the flavor. 10 you want or 9 or 8, whatever you want. For example, I need to download Tomcat 9. Click on 9. Now if you go down, so these are the binary distribution. Now observe here. So welcome to Apache Tomcat 9 software. This page provide download link for the obtaining the latest version of Tomcat 9 software. Okay. So if you go down, so there is a binary distributions. These are the packages. So there is zip format. If you want to, we can download zip. For Linux and all, we need to download tar. This is the tar. Okay. So Windows and all, we need to download zip. For Linux tar. But anyway, I don't want zip file. I want to install exe file. Okay. Now if you go down, so there is one option is there. So 32-bit, 64-bit Windows Service Installer. This is the exe guys, exe file. Just click on this. That's it. So if we click on this, now it will start download. It will start download. So if we click on this, so see here, it is downloaded the exe file. It is downloaded the exe file. Now go to this folder, download folder. Now see here, it is downloaded. Downloaded. Now anyway, copy this. I am keeping somewhere. I have some directory. Go to C drive. This is not mandatory. Anyway, for my so for our understanding, anyway, already is available. So Tomcat 7 is there. I don't want. This is a old batch. Tomcat 7 point. Now 7.2, right? So Apache Maven, Maven. Okay, 3 point. Okay. Now paste it. So this is the Tomcat 9.0.72. So earlier we are using 9.0.0. So this is the exe file. This is the exe file. Okay. Now how to install Tomcat server? How to install? How to configure? That is very simple, guys. Installation and all not a big deal. This is very simple only. So go to this particular package and so just double click on it. That's it. Now it is asking, do you want to allow this app? Yes. Okay. Now see here, welcome to Apache Tomcat setup. Click on next and click on agree. Next, these are the default options. Don't change anything and click on next. So this is the default port number. See here, this is the default port number. So here anyway, I'm going to change port number. So already Jenkins server using default port number 8080, or now I am using 8989 or 9090, whatever it may be. That is your wish, guys. I am using 8989, 8989, or I can give 9090. There is no confusion, right? So now this is the username. Set the password and user. So if you want to log into the Tomcat server, so we need to give username and password. So give the username, admin, and password. Set the password, whatever you want, we can set it. These are basic steps only, common steps only. Okay, don't confuse here. Set it. Click on next, and so JDK. See here, JDK is mandatory. Select JDK. Next, and so this is a path. So where we want to install this software, Apache Software Foundation. This is under. I don't want this much path. Simply I am giving program files. Under program files, I am giving so Tomcat 9, whatever you want. So total space it is occupying, and so 20 GB, 20 11 point MB, and so space available 20 GB available. But for this software only 14 MB enough. Okay, install. That's it. See here, very simple only. Installation is very simple only. Installation is very simple only. I don't want readme text. Start it. Now service manager is attempting to start the service. Okay, Tomcat server setup is done. Now anyone any doubt here? If you have doubt, so again I will reinstall. Clear, guys?
Yeah, clear, sir.
Okay. Now how to check whether my Tomcat service is running or not? So how to check whether my Tomcat service? Same story. Go to service.msc. This is the only Windows. Service.msc, and so go to search here. Search here. Search here. Apache Tomcat. See here. So it is running or not? See here, status is running. Status is running. And if you want to stop, we can stop. If you want to restart, we can restart it. So anyway, status is running. Now how to access this Tomcat server? Same. Go to browser. Go to browser and give. This is the localhost colon 9090, or else we can give IP address also. Now let me give. What is my IP? How to check it my IP? Go to window R and go to CMD command prompt. So just type IP. Next, ifconfig. Sorry, not IP. ifconfig. ifconfig ifconfig Linux ipconfig. ipconfig. ifconfig Linux command. Windows ipconfig. Now see here. This is my IP address. This is my IP address. This is my IP address. Copy this IP address. That is your wish, guys. Copy this IP address. Copy this IP address. Copy this IP address, and so go to browser and paste it, and so colon port number 9090. That's it. So now see here. Now Tomcat. This is the Tomcat home page. This is the Tomcat home page. Now, if you want to log into the Tomcat server, if you want to log into the Tomcat server, this is the app manager. This is the server status. This is the host manager. I want to log into my server manager app. Now see here, it is it is showing something. See here, manager hyphen GUI, that is password. Already I set, right? Let me check it. Mm, 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 mm. Sorry, local host, right? So that already it is in it is accessing from cache and all. But if you use IP, first time it is asking username. So just if you restart it, if something not working, just restart it. Now see here, I don't have any application here. This is the applications, and this is the path. This is the version, display name, status running, session, and these are the home page already. If you want to deploy manually, see here, this is the war file to upload, war file to deploy. So this is the path already. You know how to. Suppose if you want to give deploy to war file located on the server, if your war file is somewhere, if any third party, if any private server, private repository and all, so that case we can configure and we can deploy also. But anyway, my war file and all available my local, we can upload it. So this is the home page. Now Tomcat server is ready. Now if we go to here, if we go to here, where is this? Go to my computer installation path. So Apache Tomcat program files, and so Tomcat, right? So where is Tomcat? C drive, where it is I given path and all Tomcat T here. Tomcat is there, right? Tomcat. So now these are the default directory structure. So next class I will explain. So for the time being, just remember binary configuration files. So these are the default so structure and all. And what is binary files? These are all the binary. This is the right jars and all. And there is some configuration files. If you want to, we can upload, update. And there is some library files. If you want to check logs and all, go to this path. If you want to deploy your application manually, go to this path and work and all temporary. Okay, so this is no need to do, just you need to understand what is the directory structure and all, that's it. But mostly if you want to deploy your application, so this is the web apps directory, we need to deploy here war file. Right now we don't have any applications, so right now I didn't deploy any application here. Now, so my Tomcat server is ready, my Tomcat server is ready, my Jenkins job also ready, my project also ready. Now I want to configure. So this is my project, right? So once build is succeeded, see here, if I click on this, now it will generate the artifact file, correct? So once artifact file is generated, automatically I want to deploy this artifact file into Tomcat server. That is my target. Clear guys? Anyone any doubt here? So now I'm going to configure same thing. Now I'm going to configure same thing. Now see here, it is running build. See here, now build is succeeded. War file is generated. Now build is build success. Now if you want to deploy manually, I deployed. So now I don't want manually. So I want to deploy automatically. So if you want to deploy automatically, so there is one plugin is there. There is one plugin is there. Deploy to container plugin. This plugin name is deploy to container plugin. So first go to Jenkins server. So how to install that plugin?
Manage Jenkins
Manage Jenkins, and
and
so manage
manage
plugins
plugins
and available plugins.
available
And what
plugins.
is the plugin name? Deploy to container. Remember, this is a plugin
Deploy
name. So deploy to
containers.
container. That is deploy deploy to container. See here, this plugin allows to deploy var to container after successful build. So once build is successfully done, so if you want to deploy, So we need to install this plugin. We need to install this plugin. So now my target is once the Jenkins build is done, so automatically I want to deploy this war file into my Tomcat server. That's it. So this is a plugin. Select this plugin and so install without restart. Okay, that's it. So this is very simple only. If you understand, very simple only, nothing. So my installation, my plugin is done. So I install the plugin in Jenkins server. Now we have to do one step. So that and all already we noted. I will share this document and follow same steps. Where is that? Jenkins deploy to container. Okay. So now see here. So first we need to so job already these steps and all already configured in my Jenkins server, and go to manage plugins, install deploy to container plugin, and so next go to job and go to configuration section, add post build actions and select this option. That's it. Okay. So only two steps, nothing. Very simple only. So anyway, and meantime, so already Tomcat server is ready, and already I have given port number and Tomcat credential and all. I'm going to add. So now this part already done. So because already my job is now this is done, right? So now this is my project. This is my job. Now in this job, go to configuration section. Already version control and all, already Git and all, already configure. Again, no need to configure. This is my source code. This is my source code. Already I configure. Now what is next step you have to do? So next step you have to do. So go to here, go to job. That is nothing but a project. Job project both are same only. Don't confuse here. Go to project and so go to configure. Now same steps I am following. See here, go to project, go to project, go to configure, and so next step. What is the next step? So what is the next step? And add post build actions. Go to that path, add post build actions. There is option post. This is the four steps. So four steps. And if you come to here, this is the add post build steps. So there is one option is there. So once that is done, uh, deploy, where is that? Post build actions. And here we can see one option, deploy var or er to container. Now see here, add post build actions, add post build actions, and there is one option is there, deploy var or er to container. Select this one. Now it is asking var file. Where is your var file? So if you don't know, see here, help this feature. See here, this is your var file. Star star represents star. What is this meaning? If you don't know, just copy and paste it. Now this star represents root directory. This star represents a subdirectory. And slash this star represents your context path, your application name. And extension should be var file.
What?
That's it. Now context path, which name you want to deploy. For example, if you come to here, so here I want to deploy one name, right? We need to give one name. So that name, what name you want to give? So for example, same name I'm giving. So Maven, don't confuse here. Web, we can give any name, guys. Maven web application, whatever you want, or Maven web app. Okay. Now if you come to here container section, click on. So which version you are using? Tomcat. Which Tomcat version you are using? 9, right? Select 9. So this is my Tomcat version 9. This is my Tomcat version 9. Now if you come to here, so that is done. And so what is this 9 and credentials. So if you want to, while log into this server, I given a credential, right? Username, password. Add that username, password here also. How to add it? Click add button and click on Jenkins. Now it is asking username, password, correct? So what is the username? Tomcat. Tomcat server username. Admin. I given admin. So password, same, whatever you given, you given. So ID, if you are not providing, by default Jenkins will anyway. So Tomcat credential, I given something. Understand? Credential, credential, and so description also I am giving same name. So description also I am giving same name. Description also I am giving same. Copy and paste it. Okay. just add it. So now we can see in drop down we can see Tomcat credential also. So these are my Git credential. This is my repository credential. Now I am connecting my Tomcat server. If you want to connect Tomcat server, I entered username password. That credential we need to add it. Tomcat credential and Tomcat URL. What is your Tomcat URL? This is your Tomcat URL. Copy this, or we can give IP also. That is both. Whatever you want, we can give. So this is your Tomcat. So this is your Tomcat. So URL. This is your Tomcat. These steps and all already. So already I noted here. Just follow same thing. See here how to add credentials and all. And go to Tomcat host and how to add it. See here. So build and go to here. These steps already I configure. URL, credentials and all. Now, so coming to here, this is credential. That's it. So anyone any doubt here? So first var or er file. So now given star star. Star star represents any name. So that context name should be, but here context name coming from maven hyphen web hyphen application. Now this is the context name. Which name you want to deploy? If you want to understand, see here. So this context path that the container should use the publish. So which name you want to deploy? Same name. And this is the which version? This is the Tomcat 9. And so what are the Tomcat server credential I added? And Tomcat server URL. That's it. Tomcat server URL. That's it. So Tomcat server URL. That's it. Clear? Anyone any doubt? So now see here everything done. And so that users and GUI and all. So let me check it. If not adding, I will add more also. Let me check it. Now apply. Save. Now if we come to here Tomcat server, as of now we don't have any application. Now let me run. So let me run Tomcat server. So this is it is running, right? Anyway, it is running. And coming to Jenkins server project and build now. Now
Build.
check it whether really it will deploy or not. So now build is started. Go to console output. Now check it what is happening. So if we have any error, so based on that error, we will fix it. So someone put on mute, please. So now it is copying, it is generating artifact file and all. Maybe we'll get some permission issues and all. Yes, sir. So see here, deploy var container marked as failed. So actually unable to deploy it. And what is the problem? Failed to deploy. So this is build steps failed. And what is the problem? Deploy container application to container context web access build failed. Cargo dot container exception failed to deploy. The response. So HTTP response code 403 URL is not found. So anyway, now I need to add so full permissions and all. So right now we don't have full permission. And so what we need to do? So I'm going to same for users and all. I'm copying all roles. I will show you next class. For the time being, copy this. These are the roles. Admin given. I'm giving GUI level and script level and status. Every control access, I'm giving full access. That's it. So full access. Okay. So copy this. And so if you want to update users and all, so go to Tomcat installation directory. Go to Tomcat installation directory. Where is Tomcat software? C drive, program files, Tomcat. And so here there is one configuration. So there is one folder is there configuration. Under configuration there is a server.xml tomcat-user.xml file is there. This is the tomcat-user. Next class I will show you. So for the time being this is one file. If you want to update any user names and all, go to here. And so go to here. And as of now we are using only this, right? I am going to give full permission. That's it. Full permission admin, and password also I given admin and admin and I given full permission. Okay. So now come to Tomcat services, just restart it. If you modified anything, just restart it. Now services.msc. So now go to Tomcat. Where is your Tomcat? So Tomcat Apache, right? Apache Tomcat. This is right. So I modified, updated users, right? Just restart it. If you modify any configuration files and all, just make sure that these are the common steps. So if you modified any files, configuration files, just restart the server. Otherwise, it won't reflect. So now coming to here. So now coming to here. So now, okay. So now, okay. Now let me rebuild it. Now whether it will work or not, check it. Okay. So now build now. Now go to here, console. Now if we have any error, so based on that error, so now we can easily understand. Now see here, finished. See here, deployment is finished. Success. Now come to Tomcat server. Now just refresh it. Just refresh it. As of now, we can see, right? Now if we refresh it, now we can see application. See here, Maven. This is the context path I name Maven web application. Now if we click on this, now see here, now we can able to access your application or not. So now I upload manually or automatically it is deployed into Tomcat server. Anyone?
Automatically, sir.
Automatically. So these are the steps real time we are going to perform. Okay, we need to configure these are the steps. So we need to configure these are the steps. So yesterday already you know up to this how to configure Maven and how to configure Git and all. And yesterday also we seen manually. And today just now I configure Tomcat server in my mission and I configure Tomcat server information in Jenkins server. Once Jenkins build is success, once Jenkins build is succeeded. So what it will do? It will copy this artifact file. It is automatically deployed into the which directory? Web apps directory. This is the one directory is there. So if you go to here, C colon, and so here, so Tomcat, where it will deploy. Now if you see here, web apps. Now see here, who deployed this one? I deployed and automatically Jenkins server deployed. Who deployed this war file? Automatically
Jenkins,
Jenkins
sir.
server. So once build is success, once build is successfully completed, so automatically that information and all already I configure here. Go to project and go to configure section and so go to post build actions. So go to post build actions I given. So this is the war file and which name you want to deploy. So Maven hyphen web hyphen application. Same name we can see here also. Now see here Maven hyphen web hyphen application. So Maven hyphen web hyphen application. Web hyphen application. Now see here and this is the credential. So I log while log into my Tomcat server. This is my credential admin and password. So it is connected and this is my Tomcat server URL. This is my Tomcat server URL, base URL. So this is my Tomcat server URL. So once Jenkins job is succeeded, so what Jenkins server will do? It is copying. So where is your artifact file? In our workspace. So that and all we can see in job level, correct? Project level. So where is that? So go to here, go to here, go to console output and see here. This is your war file. See here. This is your war file path, artifact file. It is copied and it is going to deploy into the your your web apps directory. This is the your target web apps directory. This is the Tomcat web apps directory. Clear guys? Anyone any doubt? If you understand these steps in real time also almost we can understand 80 to 90%. what is happening internally. So what is source code? What is Jenkins server? What is a build tool? And what is server, Tomcat server? So, so what is the Tomcat server and all? Clear, guys?
Get clear, sir.
Okay, just try to practice. Without practice, we cannot get clarity. Okay, so practice multiple times. So first time I know, so we are getting many errors. Just read the error and try to fix it. I'll try multiple times and finally we'll get success. Okay.